There for you, that's all you can do. But then however, you can see this as you do it, and I'm very grateful that today is keynote address. AI, AI. Very grateful. And in fact, Esther, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. We are grateful. Esther is our expert in copyright, so we have the right person to add.
Era ekyo kiba kimpa essuubi.
I would like to also thank management much that is that I'm going to have after this. But we are grateful that we have like this there. I would also like to appreciate my library team. They have much for that support. But we are coming at the end of the library. It is the library, you know. Oh, and then it's always good. There are very nice activities that are going to be. I also like to appreciate our administration. We are going to be enjoying, and I know that
Yes.
yeah, so it has been more as you are, then joy. That in your understand? What has I don't come into that.
Thank you so much, librarian, for the introductory remarks. Without much further ado, allow me to go to the next item, which is the keynote speech from Ms. Esther Muthoni. Now, Ms. Esther Muthoni is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and she currently serves as the copyright specialist at the Aga Khan University, where she manages the copyright office. She specializes in the intricate field of intellectual property law. Esther's expertise extends beyond intellectual property law, and with her interests spanning other areas of law. Her presentation promises to offer a unique and thought-provoking perspective on this critical topic. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Esther Muthoni to present to us. Esther, you are most welcome.
Thank you very much. Allow me some time to share my screen.
Hey. So you just do it.
I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, can you put it in presentation mode?
Is it not in presenters mode?
No, it's not.
Minute. Just a minute, I'm having a few technical issues. Can you see it now?
Yes, still the same way, not in presentation mode.
Is it showing a slideshow?
You could click on the slideshow option. Okay, I'm not saying.
I am, but it seems to not be responding. Just let me try that again. Let me just close that. I've seen the problem. Oh, just a minute, just a minute.
You could send it to us and we'll project it for you.
Are you able to see it now? Can you see it now?
Still the same.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Still the same.
How about now?
Yes, now it's fine. Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. So my name is Esther Muthoni. I'm the copyright specialist for Aga Khan University, and I'm going to be speaking on the ethical considerations and responsibilities in AI, implications for research and academia. A brief overview of today's session will be an introduction on what is AI, why does ethics in AI use matter in academia and research, the role and benefits of AI, how AI is transforming research and education, ethical concerns in AI, key issues such as the biasness, privacy, and academic integrity. And then we're going to look at AI generated content and copyright, responsibilities in ethics of AI use, the role of students, faculty, and institutions in general. And then we're going to look at what role the law and regulations that are in place are playing in regulating or enforcing the use of AI. And then we're going to conclude with key takeaways on the impact of AI in academics and research. We're going to look at what AI is. So AI are machines that can simulate human intelligence, including learning, problem solving, and decision making. For example, chatbots such as ChatGPT, AI-assisted research tools, automated grading systems such as Turnitin. So what AI does is that there are programs that have been programmed by creators or programmers or people who are knowledgeable in this area of technology to mimic or to act in a way that is similar to humans or the human mind. So they're more heightened in the sense that they would do what a human would do, but in a more intelligent kind of manner. So then comes the question of why does AI ethics matter in academics? We're going to look at areas in why the ethics comes in terms of AI use, but briefly before we delve into it further into the presentation. First and foremost, we have the issue of academic integrity, which raises the question and issues of risk of AI-generated plagiarism and misinformation, where you can find that sometimes when AI is giving you output, it's relying on other people's information to give you the output that it's giving to you. And sometimes it will give you misinformation if you're not keen on the output that it is providing to you. The other issue is biasness and fairness. So because AI is a tool that has been programmed by a human being, it has been fed information on how to operate. Therefore, AI can reinforce biases in grading and in research. The output that the AI is giving you is based on what it has been fed. It is based on the information that it has been fed with to operate when it is being programmed. The other issue is privacy and data security. So there are ethical concerns in handling student and research data. This one can go both ways in terms of what the AI has been fed with before it gives you output. And it can also be in terms of you as the end user of the AI, what information are you putting into the AI? So if you're doing your research, if me as a faculty, I'm taking a student's research or a student's assignment and I'm feeding it into the AI, am I breaching privacy of the students? Am I breaching data protection security measures of the student? You as a student, are you breaching, or someone who is doing research, are you breaching the research consent measures that you have taken from, be it a patient that you're collecting information from? If you're feeding AI personal information from another person, you're breaching another person's data privacy security measures. Then we have the aspect of critical thinking. Over-reliance on AI may weaken independent thought in education. So this comes in where we are over-relying on AI to produce research output, or yes, where we're over-relying on AI to produce research output for us. And this affects the aspect of critical thinking, which is very important when it comes to research work. We need to have that originality in research output that we're putting out there, and you need to be able to have ownership of the work that we're putting out there, and to be able to have accountability into saying that this is the work that I'm putting out there, even if it has AI output in it. Next, we're going to look at the role and benefits of AI in academic and research. So we're not entirely condemning the use of AI in academia and research, because one, AI is transforming education and research by enhancing it, faster data analysis, predictive modeling, and AI-driven discoveries. Then we have improved learning, personalized education, AI powering tutoring, and automated grading. We have systems like Turnitin, which are very efficient in helping us to determine how or whether an assignment or a paper has AI integrated content in it. It helps us to determine whether there is plagiarism in that research work. So one way or another, we are relying on AI tools to help us in grading, to help us in our research, and to help us in our personalized education. Because sometimes you find that even when we're keying in our questions on be it ChatGPT or anything else that we're relying on, we are using this to help us learn one way or another. Then in boosting efficiency, we're streamlining administrative tasks. We are reducing workload for faculty, staff, and students. If I want to sit down and I have something that I need to do, be it a presentation, if I want to figure out something, say maybe it's a topic that is really has been tasking me for a while, I will just go sit on an AI tool. If it's ChatGPT, if it's one that prepares presentations, you can ask it to give you a template for a presentation and it will quickly find a presentation for you. We have so many tools that can give you templates for presentations, and in this manner, they're really reducing the workload for us. And then we have advancing collaboration. So AI-driven tools are enhancing they enhance academic integrity in the sense that they help us, like I said, detect plagiarism. This is a double-edged sword because as they help us to determine academic integrity, in the same sentence, they can also enable academic plagiarism. What do I mean by that? AI is depending on other output that is out there. You don't know where it is fetching this data from, but it is mining this data and it is providing it to you. So you want to be able to verify. Now brings in the context of critical thinking. You want to be able to do that extra mile of research. You want to be able to be accountable for the research output that your AI is giving to you, and you want to be able to stand by the work that you're putting out there. Then raises the questions of ethical concerns in AI for research and academia. First and foremost, remember I mentioned biasness and fairness in AI for research and academia. AI tools may favor certain writing styles, and some other AI and research and data analysis can skew data presentation, leading to biased outcomes. Some AI tools that are, generally AI tools, like I mentioned, are created by human beings. They are programmed. So programming is that this AI is being fed with information on how to operate. This information that is being fed to the AI helps it to operate in a manner that is efficient for us as the end users. So you as the end user, you and I as the end user will come and ask this AI a few questions, and we'll need it to be it data mine, data analysis, or do some research for us. And whatever output the AI will give to us, it is dependent on how that AI has been programmed. So if the AI has been programmed in a manner that is biased, in a manner that the data it presents to us is skewed, then that information that the AI will give us is also going to be biased. So brings in the question of accountability, of critical thinking, of us doing our own due diligence to make sure that the information the AI is giving us is credible. That is our own part for us to make sure that, sorry, there's someone in the background who is not muted. So let's continue. This makes sure that it's our part for us to make sure that the AI, the information that is given to us by the AI is credible, and because if you're not making sure that the information is credible, this affects your research output as the person who is putting out this information out there. Second is the issue of grading. So how AI is favoring certain writing styles. It's up to you as a faculty to determine how you have taught your students, how you want your students to present whatever research you have given to them to write. And I think this is where how human intervention comes in, because the most that a Turnitin can do for you is to determine plagiarism. The rest is for you to now determine whether the student has met the criteria that is required in the course that you're sitting in. The second issue, sorry, before I proceed to the second of academic integrity, a good case in point for biasness in AI would be, there is a case from Microsoft in 2016 where Microsoft released a bot called Tay, and it was one of the earliest purpose chatbots, and it was trained using millions of posts on public fora such as Quora and Reddit. And when this forum are places where anyone can post anything, and it's just posts and which are notorious for unfiltered content. So some of this were just, what Tay did was that it was given information when it was being programmed. It was programmed with some kind of racist language. So when Tay was giving output to end users of the bot, it started using rude and racist language. And due to that kind of mishap, Microsoft had to pull down the chatbot because it started giving end users racist language, and it was a huge scandal that had to make Microsoft take down the chatbot. So you can see how biasness in terms of using AI can come in and can affect you as the end user. The issue of academic integrity comes in when we're using AI. Like I mentioned, plagiarism is a very big concern. And the farthest that this academic integrity issue can get to is copyright infringement, where AI can actually give you third-party copyright content if you're not careful. There are some instances where you will find that AI will give you material or will give you content, and then you will try and find out if the content is accurate or it actually belongs to someone else. And you'll find that something like ChatGPT will start giving you a prompt saying, I apologize for this or that, and this might actually be copyrighted material. So these are the kind of things you need to watch out for. If you're not quite keen, you can be on the wrong side of things. Have privacy and data security, like I mentioned. AI-driven research and learning tools collect vast amounts of data, therefore posing a risk of unauthorized data access, surveillance concerns, ethical issues in AI-driven decision-making. This goes both ways. Information that the AI is harvesting out there in terms of the kind of research you're asking it to do for you, and the information that you are feeding into the AI. Excuse me, there are some AIs that are able, so if you're feeding information that is considered to be personal data or information, then AI has the ability to learn from that kind of information that you're giving it, or has the ability to store that kind of information. You don't know in the future what that AI tool will do with that kind of information that you're feeding it. So it's better to be safe than sorry. We have the issue of accountability. When AI makes an error in grading, research analysis, or decision making, who is responsible? So this is an area that is quite murky. There is the issue of AI does not own copyright or does not own any intellectual property. So you as the end user of AI, you're asking that AI a question, it's giving you output. You've taken that output, you've put it into your research without necessarily doing your due diligence. So if that comes out to be false or erroneous, then who is liable? Is it the person that programmed the AI to fetch that kind of data? Is it the AI that has that self-learning capability to fetch the data for you? Or is it you who has asked the AI to fetch the data for you and has put it in your research? So since AI cannot be accountable for you, it is you as the end user of the AI to do the due diligence for yourself and to be able to verify and to do critical thinking and extra research work to verify whatever output the tool is giving to you. Misinformation and research integrity. This brings down all the points 1 to 4 down to misinformation. So we have seen that all these AI tools can give us misinformation. I'm sure some of us who have interacted with tools like ChatGPT and others have seen, sometimes you will ask it a question and it will tell you, I can only access information from this and this year. Sometimes you will ask it a question and it will actually tell you, give you a wrong answer. And when you try to verify if that answer is correct, because you already know it's not correct, it will tell you apologies, this and this and that. But now it brings back the question of accountability, the question of academic integrity, and you actually doing your due diligence.
I think I feel it.
Then we have AI generated content and copyright. Here is a very sensitive topic, but as we are continuing to develop as a world, as a country, and different nations, we are progressing both technologically and in terms of frameworks. First and foremost, AI created works lack clear ownership. So AI created, there is two aspects of AI created works. There is AI created works that are specifically created or generated by the AI itself. These are AI tools that are able to self-learn and self-command themselves or to just generate work by themselves. So those kinds of AI generated works cannot get copyright ownership because there are no laws that provide for AI generated works to own ownership of copyright, because copyright ownership can only be by a human. Then we have works created by an AI with human intervention, which means us as the end users of AI have research output out there that we have relied on AI to come up with research. So how this works is that it needs to have originality. You cannot just command an AI to do work and then you work as copyright ownership. So it has to have your originality. It has all that human touch. It has to have all of that. Then we have copyright laws do not recognize AI as an author, leading to legal uncertainty. So currently the laws, or rather we are lacking copyright laws that cater for AI ownership. Like I mentioned, AI cannot be an author, hence the human intervention part. And this leads to legal uncertainty because we are finding ourselves in a situation where, which brings us to point number 3, we are citing AI, but AI cannot own copyright. So it's kind of a conundrum, but we are hopefully looking to grow from that as a general worldwide population, and hopefully will be in acceptance of the developing technological times. We have situations where some institutions require citations for AI-generated content, such as ChatGPT, and some institutions do not even acknowledge that AI content should be cited or even should be relied upon, or that students or faculty should even be relying on AI to generate content for them. We have using AI without attribution raises ethical and academic integrity concerns. So relying on AI, we have seen how it raises academic integrity concerns, plagiarism, and infringement concerns. AI is relying on other material that is fetching out there as it's learning. AI is relying on other third-party material that it has been programmed with. So you don't know what it has been programmed with. To be safe than sorry, it's better to just cite the AI tools that you are relying on in your research work. This brings us down to the copyright concerns, which I have already mentioned. The risk of unintentional plagiarism when using AI tools, risk of copyright infringement when using AI training on copyrighted data, AI models trained on copyrighted text, images, or research. We have programmed relying on other third-party copyrighted material. You're not sure what the AI has been programmed using, so we need to be safe and sorry and to just reference or cite what AI tools we're using in our research work. We have the issue of legal uncertainty since we have no universal or lack of national copyright laws for AI-generated works. And since we have no universal or national copyright laws that guide us on AI-generated works, it also becomes a challenge to come up with university policies or publisher policies that guide on AI usage. But one way or another, we are working through that, and we are hopeful that we are going to come up with a solution for that. Right. Responsibilities in AI sorry, just a minute. Responsibilities in AI for our faculty, students, and for faculty, students, and institutions in general. So for faculty and researchers, we have to ensure that ethical integration, the integration of AI in research and addressing biases. So this comes in when we're using AI. If we're determining plagiarism, I know plagiarism, we have the 25% mark for determining plagiarism, but I'm sure it's up to faculty to determine also further what can be considered plagiarism. And then when you're doing your own personal research work, you have to make sure that you do your due diligence, and I've said that more than enough now. And then we have, for students, you have to use your critical thinking. We cannot rely fully on AI just to do the work for us. Use AI as an assistant, but not as a replacement for your research work. As an institution, it's very important for us to ensure establishing guidelines on AI and for the use to guide us in the use of research, plagiarism detection, and to ensure general fairness. This will also protect us in terms of issues of data protection and privacy when those kind of needs arise. And then we have the need of regulatory frameworks, overview of AI ethics and policies. So once we have a general regulatory framework that guides us as a country, as generally we will have better policies as an institution. Right now at AKU, we have an AI policy and guidelines that guide us. I'm going to put these links in the chat for us to be able to access them and just familiarize. There are some of them that are still underway, they're still being developed. We have a policy which guides us on the use of generative AI. And just to give you a brief overview, the policy does require us to cite any tool that we're using in our research. It also requires us to do that due diligence and to consult with our faculty who, if we are not aware of what extent we need to rely on AI, it also requires us to not feed personal information into an AI. That goes both ways for faculty and for students, even for staff. So it's better to be familiar with the policy and to be safe when relying on AI and feeding it, and just to know what is contained in the policy so that we're on the safe side as we're relying on AI in our research work. Generally, we have laws and regulations. I did not include everything on here because most of the laws and regulations that we have are not quite laws, but rather they're guidelines. And some of them are strategies that are still yet to catch fire. We have the UN Human Rights Guidance on AI, which are principles on ethical use of artificial intelligence. These ones guide all UN member states, which includes Uganda, Kenya. I'm sure we are familiar with how UN member states works. So they guide us on how to rely on AI and to observe basic human rights. We have the UNESCO recommendations on the ethics of AI. We have the African Union Transformation Strategy. And the top three that I've mentioned with a focus on Uganda, since Uganda is a member of the UN Assembly, we are actually required to follow under the UN principles that are in place to observe human rights, to observe data protection and privacy, to also uphold all these rights and principles that are in place. Also, as a member of the African Union, we are required to stay within the regulations or guidelines of the digital transformation strategy, which also just focuses on protecting the basic rights of data protection, privacy, and human rights, which most of the guidelines that we have that touch on AI mostly focus on protecting rights that we already have existing because of the capabilities and the reach of AI. AI is something that has caught on to us, but has found us existing, but is already touching on what we are existing on, which is our personal data. It can reach so far as reaching our personal data from the past, reaching our personal data in the current state that we're in. So we don't know where AI will be in the future, but in order to ensure that our rights are protected in every aspect, we need to be able to protect the current rights that we have in terms of data protection, which is why data protection under AI is a very key point that all kinds of guidelines that are coming up with, that is the backbone of its protection, data protection and human rights. Then the reason why I have the Kenya Artificial Intelligence Strategy, as an East African country, Kenya, Uganda have tendency to borrow from each other. So I'm sure this strategy will be a very key point in coming up with laws and regulations for our countries in the future date. So here are some challenges that we're currently facing with the reliance of AI. First and foremost is a lack of clear ethical frameworks, which have already been pointed. We're lacking frameworks to guide on proper directives on how to rely on AI, what extent is acceptable in terms of AI, ownership in terms of AI developments. So when we have proper laws in place, then we'll be able to fully be dependable on AI. Because currently even publishers, something as simple as publishers, they will not accept a paper if it has AI incorporated content in it. Then we have bias and discrimination in AI models. We have already seen this. AI is programmed with information, and if it's programmed with information that is biased, that is discriminatory, then the output will also be biased and discriminatory. So we need to watch out for that kind of content. We have data privacy and security, already mentioned on the challenge that we face with data privacy and security. Watch out for the information you're feeding AI. You don't want to give it personal information. Even something as simple as you preparing your CV using an AI, be careful if you're giving it information such as your contact information, your referee's contact information. Just generally be careful. Rather you just give it whatever roles you need for it to just fill out for you. We have transparency and accountability. Here we've already seen how we need to be transparent and accountable for the output that the AI is giving to us. We need to go an extra mile and do that research work to ensure that we can account for the output that the AI is giving to us. Intellectual property and AI, some of these challenges are in terms of law, because AI and law and IP interact at some point due to the information that AI is giving to us, relying on other people's intellectual property, and AI not being able to own any intellectual property, then it leaves a huge gap. We have a lack of regulation and governance, which brings us back to point one. Ethical use of AI in sensitive fields, like I mentioned, such as health. We cannot be feeding information, health records or patient information or in our research work. Imagine a situation where you've collected consent forms, you've collected consent to do research, and then you want an AI to help you to analyze data for you, and then you fed this information into the AI, and then the AI you're feeding personal information on patients in an AI that you don't even know what that AI will do with that information. So this brings us back to the ethics question. We need to do our research in an ethical manner. We need to observe ethics. We need to also familiarize with our ethics policy in the institution, and let's follow our guidelines. Informed consent in AI research. This brings the challenge of you as a researcher, you have sought consent from, say, maybe a patient that has given you consent to do research. You've sought that consent from that patient, but they do not understand how extensive your research is. You've gone, you fed the information to an AI, and they're not even aware that you were supposed to do that. So this is also a breach of data privacy, and it's not acceptable. We have a global AI divide. This is in terms of regulation and acceptance of AI, which is also a very huge challenge. A public perception and trust in AI, which goes together with the global AI divide. People are not very receptive to AI. Some countries are very receptive to AI. We have countries that are more developed than some of us here in Africa, countries that are more open to relying on AI for research, countries that are not more open to relying on AI for research. Like I mentioned, there are some universities that do not allow or rather accept the citation of AI as a reference. So you can see how the difference between acceptance and the perception and trust of AI is. We have ethical dilemmas in AI-driven research outcomes. Ethical dilemmas in AI-driven research outcomes comes in where how ethical is if an AI tool gives you research output that is not accurate, or then you as the researcher copy paste that and puts it in your research paper, then how do you justify that whatever the AI has given you is actually accurate? So it brings in a question, it brings in a dilemma of acceptability and accountability. So it also gives, it brings us back to the perception and the global AI divide, which acceptability of the AI and trust of AI research is still not up to 100% in the global arena. So these are some of the challenges that we're facing. And until the global AI divide comes to a uniformity, then we're going to still have challenges. And I believe that having laws and regulations that are going to guide on this will be at least a starting point in overcoming some of these challenges. Some of the key takeaways on AI's impact in academia and research is AI has helped in enhancing research efficiency in terms of a turnaround time, and also helping in broadening the thinking gap. Sometimes you can find that when you're doing your research, you really need to go that extra mile to have something that really is efficient for you for data analysis, to just give you that extra boundary of just thinking of an extra mile to do something. And AI can really be a good tool for doing that. Then we have improved academic writing and publishing, which goes together with enhancing research efficiency, which AI is a really good tool for that, because in a matter of minutes, AI tools can really work wonders for you when you're doing academic writing and publishing. But then again, this also needs us to do our own part, due diligence, to do a lot of critical thinking to ensure that we have originality in our research work and in academic writing and publishing. Personalized learning and teaching. This has also been a very key point in AI, helps with learning and teaching in terms of improving learning platforms. Then we have bias and ethical considerations. We have seen how AI can and has sometimes given us biased information, has given us misinformation, challenges in academic integrity, We've seen issues of plagiarism, issues of copyright infringement. Then we have funding and policy implications. Sometimes you will find that if AI publishing is not quite acceptable, then it might affect funding opportunities. If AI publishing is not quite acceptable, then it's going to also affect how your papers will get published, because some publishers do not accept AI assisted research work. And then we have policy implications where a lack of policy is also not quite helpful, because it does not properly guide us on how to rely on AI or how to really go about using AI to assist us in our writing, to assist us in our research work. So it's quite a conundrum for us. Even if we want to use AI, we're still quite not there. So that will be all from me, and hopefully we will have a Q&A session. I hope there's still time for that, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Esther.
Thank you.
Thank you, team, for the wondrous clap. We could do it again. I would like to thank you again for that wonderful presentation for 40 minutes, and thank you for keeping time. We've learned a lot. It's been quite an experience. You came in this room when you didn't know anything about AI. I think you are living differently. We've learned about the policies that we must follow, the good things that AI does for us, and how we must handle it, how we should avoid plagiarism, academic dishonesty, and others. Now is our session for us to ask you questions. If you have any question and you've been jotting those questions down, please, this is your time. But I would like to ask you to come near here so that she can hear you as you ask. Remember, she's attending remotely. Otherwise, if you are there, we don't have a mic. So when you have a question, you can simply come in front here and ask it. Then we handle that in the next 20 minutes and we'll move to the next item. Thank you so much. Who has a question? Yes? Even online audience, you can just unmute yourself and ask the question. Thank you. We also appreciate you. I can see Abdallah, I can see Ainamani, I can see Bosco, and the others. Thank you for attending. You can also participate in this question by airing your views and the questions or even additions. You are most welcome. Thank you. Anyone with a question or even a comment regarding the presentation we've had? I'm still watching online. I don't see anyone. Kind of, if there's anything that pinched you, yes, you can raise your hand. Please unmute.
Yes, thank you, Drake, and the Aga Khan University for this event. Thank you for sharing the link. It has been an insightful discussion. I came in during the AI presentation. AI is always a dilemma because you always see some universities limiting the use of AI. They are prohibiting use of AI. But again, on the other side, they check AI. A lecturer tells you, I don't want using AI, but again, that same lecturer or faculty member is checking using AI tools. So it is still a dilemma, and like the presenter said, we need clear guidelines from policy frameworks, national, international, and all that. Otherwise, the presentation was very okay. I've really picked a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abdulaziz. Esther, do you want to add any comment to what he has submitted?
No, it was more of a remark. Thank you very much, Luja. He's very right, because as we are, some universities are condemning the use of AI. it is true the use of AI is being detected by another AI because Turnitin is technically using or relying on AI, things like Turnitin, not just Turnitin, there are other modes of plagiarism detectors that use AI and they use not just plagiarism detectors, they also detect AI work. So he is making a valid point, but in order to detect plagiarism and to detect AI usage in research and academic output, we have to rely on one of those things. So the only thing that can solve the dilemma is policy and regulations.
Any other person in the audience who would like to say something? Might not be a question, but an addition to the comments. Yes, please. Kindly come closer. You know, but introduce yourself and ask.
Thanks for the presentation and thanks for everyone who attended. My name is Dorothy. My question is, when you're using some AI tools like ChatGPT, they'll give you some citations and references. So how best can students be helped? Because some people will end up going to ChatGPT, getting those references, and it will appear like, because you type something in ChatGPT, they'll give you your answers plus the references. So ideally, someone is not like doing the real research. So how best can that be prevented from happening? Because someone can not do the work and just depend on that. Is it possible that using other AI tools that can be captured as well?
Sorry, is your question referring to needing a tool that will help you reference, or what is it referring to?
No, like let's say someone is given an assignment and they'll
Yes,
feed in that particular question, let's say a topic regarding
yes.
the assignment. Someone will spend all the work, including the references.
Okay.
And it's possible that someone can just copy everything and like include those references. And since someone has the references, it may seem like someone just didn't use AI to do the work. How can that be?
Okay. Okay. So there is the easiest way to detect that is we have a tool that will detect AI work, which that will definitely be detected at a very high level of AI generated content. Then I'm sure a librarian will tell you this. I'm sure Sarah and her team will tell you this as well. And then we have there's something I'm sure I don't know if you know this, but ChatGPT will at sometimes give you false references. It will give you references that are non-existent. I don't know if you know that. You will go and look for that reference that it has given you, and you will find there is no such reference. There is none. That kind of research does not even exist. So you will find that even the information that it has given you is total hogwash. So please beware, do not do that. Even if you are at the end of your course and you feel that time has run out, talk to your supervisor, talk to your lecturer, let them just find a way to get an extension on your assignment. Please don't rely on ChatGPT to give you references. It will give you false, non-existent references. That is all I can tell you. Don't rely on references from ChatGPT.
Thank you so much, Esther. I can see a hand from
Yes.
Abdullah. You also have
Yes, Drake, I'm sorry to maybe like dominate, but I just wanted to supplement on what she has said. In her presentation, she talked about doing due diligence. That this is
Yes,
the only way you can detect calls. Like you've said,
yes,
ChatGPT and other AI tools, they give fake references. And
yes,
I have encountered this a lot when I'm running student reports. You
yes,
pick out one reference and you try to run a search. It is not existing. It is not anywhere.
yes,
Or someone is doing has a report in an article about library. You check out a citation. The author is in a different field. He has no article in library-related fields. Nothing. So all you have to do is due diligence as faculty, as librarians. Thank you.
exactly.
Yes, please, go ahead. It's yourself and
Yes, thank you so much, Esther. This is Jamila, Class BSM 2026. Noted the benefits of AI. Are there any ways we can incorporate this AI in our daily work such that we can appreciate the benefits of it? Like, are there better ways of incorporating it in our daily research and the work we do? Thank you.
Thank you, Jamila. Yes, there are better ways of incorporating AI in your daily works. It depends with what it is you want to incorporate it in. There are ways AI can be very helpful for you, whether it's as a student, as staff. If you want AI to help you in drafting a simple thing such as a letter, yes, it can help you do that. If you want AI to help you draft a simple thing or to help you edit a simple thing such as an email, yes, it can help you do that. If you want AI to help you draft that cover letter, you want it to help you draft that CV, you want it, simple things, you want it to help you draft a text message you want to send, but you're not sure of the proper language to use, yes, you can use AI for all of that. But what you need to know is don't feed it any personal information. Once you have asked it to help you with those daily activities that you need, again, due diligence, follow-up, critical measures for you to do. You don't just take what AI has given you and just throw it where you need it. You need to sit down, look at what it has given you, use your own critical thinking, figure out, is what it has given me good? Can I use it? Can I actually sit down comfortably and say, yes, I feel comfortable. If someone on the other end, on the receiving end reads this, they will feel that Jamila wrote this. That is how you should feel at the end of sending what it is that AI has given you. So that is how, that is all I can tell you.
thank you so much for that wonderful submission. We have another question from Dr.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, our guest speaker. Now, my concern is
Yes.
it will be able to benefit both parties, the faculty and the students. Now, I have noted that many times students dive in to begin with the use of AI. So like if you give them an assignment, they dive in, get the whole assignment done. And when they submit it to us, it is very evident that it is AI generated. So when you try to do it retrospectively, to take them back, to be able to modify it, to put in their own language, it really becomes a very, very difficult approach for the student. Even when you continuously guide them, it does not come out. They still go back to AI. They still feel this is the best that it has given them, so they can't go back. So my question is, at what point in time would you recommend the student to go in to use AI instead of starting with it? Because when they start with it, going back is really a problem to now modify what they have already been given as the best output for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First point of contact, I believe, should not be the AI tool. Once you have your research or your assignment question, your first point of contact should be analyzing the research question that you have, figuring out what steps you have. I'm sure some, as students, they have all done critical academic writing, and they have done, either they have done it as a course or they have been told what expectations are expected of them in terms of delivery of assignments. So I would expect that they would begin with finding research, or rather sectioning the assignments the way it is required. So that would be the first point. Then once they have drafted, after you have your first draft and you have, even inclusive of your citations, I think an AI tool should only be there to assist you to expound on ideas, or rather to expound on an analogy that you really are having trouble on expounding on. It should not be your first contact that it's helping you to think. You should have already done the critical thinking yourself. You should have already written it. So it should just help you to expound. That is how far I think an AI tool should be able to assist a student. It should not be able to do the writing for a student in place of them writing for them. So it should be after they have done their own draft. And then again, the issue that comes up with that is that after you've done your own draft, please don't go feeding that entire draft into the AI. Don't do that. Just pick out specific sections, pick out specific keywords that you need expounding on, then using your own critical thinking together with the AI. Keyword is together. Have that now. I don't know if someone who has properly used an AI, you will be able to tell that you and the AI are kind of like thinking similar. It's like you're doing the work together like a partner. So you're not really just sitting there and telling it, do this for me, do this for me. No, you're prompting this AI tool, you're asking it this and that, but you're also challenging it, because you're not, if you're just telling it to do something for you, then it means you're not even knowledgeable in what output it's giving you. But if you're knowledgeable in what output it's giving you, you're able to challenge it. You're able to pinpoint that, no, this information you're giving me is false. This is what I'm asking, and I know ABCD, ABCD. So if you're just going and fetching everything like Jamila pinpointed, then that is the point we're all going wrong.
Thank you so much, Esther, for the submission. And our audience, please, in the interest, allow me to end their presentations. However, I have been going through the charts. I have seen the submission from Margaret, who says that ChatGPT and some other AI does not only give you wrong references, but also it could give you false information on certain.
Yes.
Then Abdulaziz has submitted that the library, for example, can incorporate AI in its websites as chatbots. Then also it can help collect and analyze statistics, and also for security purposes and other needs. Then he has also submitted that some students, for some students even getting a research topical area, they want to run to AI. That's shocking. So that's how much we are missing out on our creativity and critical thinking aspects of our lives. So let's also do our own part. Let's not rely on AI for everything, because AI is just a partner, not the leader. Yes. So let's stay in the lead, but also use AI as a partner, but don't allow it to lead you instead. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I think for now, we can end that session with another hand clap for our presenter. According to our agenda for today, we are supposed to go for awards right now. But before we go there, allow me to welcome other members who have joined us since we started, members of the faculty, members of management, staff, other students, you are all most welcome. I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome our Associate Dean undergraduate. You are most welcome. Yes. At this juncture, we are going to proceed to awards, and our Associate Dean is going to help us handle the session. I would like to welcome you to help us with that session. Thank you. And the librarian. So we had a campaign running. Who remembers the campaign? Volunteer. You don't remember? That's what the conversation was all about. Yes, please. Yes, thank you. The rules were that as you write, the essay was 300 words, not use AI. Yes, those were the rules. So you might have used it if you use, but as you are writing, don't use that way. So each of you contributed, and according to our competition, you are supposed to pick three of you, the best three. Yes, and those are the ones who are going to be awarded today. I would like to hand over the mic to our librarian to proceed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Grace. Members, have you enjoyed the session? Can we give her another round of applause? This is the time for you to feel jealous. It was really as simple as challenges and opportunities of using AI in academia. And those who use AI, I'm sorry we had to disqualify you. Yes, we disqualified some of you. So we have 3 top winners. Clap for that. The second runner-up is Immaculate Kasaka. Right? Here in 25. So Immaculate is getting herself a very nice notebook to keep writing. So that she can continue with writing. Immaculate, continue writing. So our first runner-up is Peter Kasana, still EN 25. He's getting himself a very beautiful class. I thought you're going to feel jealous. You're already feeling jealous. Very beautiful. Then the winner is Resty Namale, yes, 2026. Getting herself a very beautiful laptop bag. Very nice.
Baba Sarah.
The winners get our associate dean. So now today's congratulations. Thank you for the participation. At this juncture, I'd like to welcome our beautiful associate, Dean Dr. Dr. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I may have to speak from here so that the people online can also hear what I'm saying. Thank you very much, Dr. Sarah and the library team for giving me this opportunity to give the closing remarks. I'd like to convey our heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee for this library week, led by Dr. Sarah and team, for your tireless planning, creativity, and coordination that has made this week successful. It has really been a successful week. Your dedication is deeply appreciated. Kindly join me to appreciate this team. They have done a wonderful job. I'd also like to recognize you, the participants, those of you who are here, who are online, and the rest of you who have not been able to attend, the faculty, staff, and students, for your active engagement. I would see you going to the library and engaging the library team and making sure that they are providing whatever they're supposed to provide to you. Thank you so much for being part of this library week. Our copyright specialist, Madam Esther Muthoni, thank you so much for this insightful presentation on copyright and ethical concerns in AI for research and academia. The presentation, to me, I thought I knew quite a lot about AI, copyright, and ethics, because I think we have been going through it. But today I've learned so many new things about copyright and ethics. And I hope as students, you have taken it seriously and you are going to utilize the information. So my humble request is she going to share this presentation such that the information is spread throughout the faculty, student, and staff team? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm saying that this week has reminded us that as we embrace AI in libraries, we need to do so thoughtfully. I think you have heard the challenges of AI. We need to do it so thoughtfully, balancing the innovation of AI with ethical responsibility. I picked that one. It was very, very crucial. Balance that innovation with ethical responsibility. And we're also saying that as AI landscape, as it was said in the theme, evolves,
We need to remain at forefront advocating for transparent and informed use, as we have had. Let us take the momentum of this week and continue to explore more this new era of information about AI. It is new and it will remain new for some time because every time we hear about it, something new comes about. Once again, thank you all for being part of the Library Week. We look forward to seeing you in future library events. Thank you very much.
For the vote of thanks. Now, according to our program, we are supposed to head to the group photo. Who is ready? The group photo? You are all ready. Yes, so let's arrange ourselves and take the photo. Here, please come. Let's come forward and we'll take the photo. Those online, I will take the photo on your behalf. Yes.
I thought we were coming for one as well.
Members, come forward. I have taken a group photo of those online. Yours is already done. Yes. You can view it in right now. Thank you for attending. We are going to go off now. Thank you so much. Enjoy your afternoon. Esther, we will be in touch via email. Thank you.
Thank you very much.